Northside is having a great time being anchored on CNN. Number 2 is going to field day. 3 is getting to color the classroom in kindergarten when our school got redone. 4 is field trip to Callaway Gardens. And 5 is going to my first track meet ever.
Veterans Day, the new things I've learned at Northside, CNN, field trips, and field day.
I remember in first grade when at field day we popped the bouncy castle thing, and then in 5th grade when the dog came out while we were all on the field, and it was crazy. In 2nd grade maybe, I'm not real sure, when one kid threw up on Miss Head's desk, yeah. And then also in 2nd grade, when it started to snow at school, that was pretty fun. And then in 5th grade, when I won 2nd place in the track thing.
I think one of my memories at Northside was when the teachers were spraying us with the water guns at field day. And when we was at track, that was fun. And when all the class got to talk to each other and eat frigid frog. And when we sang happy birthday in the lunchroom.
Some of my memories from Northside are the field day, my 5th grade field day. It was really fun, and we did a lot of stuff that we wouldn't normally be able to do whenever we had field day. And I liked the way that they did it, and I liked that they were able to still bring in what we needed and having fun even though we had all of the difficulties. And 4th grade 2019-2020 academic bowl team. I didn't know that we even had an academic bowl team. I thought that was only for the older schools. So whenever I found out that I could do that, it was really fun, and I'm really glad that I did it. And then the 5th grade track team, that was one of the best parts of my year. It was being able to go out and do stuff with my friends and have fun at another school. It was really fun, and I just had a great time this year.
STEM, CNN, Callaway Gardens, water gun fight, and making track.
5, 3rd grade field day. 4, playing football with my class. 3, being on a CNN crew. 2, when the 1st graders popped the slash field day, and number 1 was 2021 field day.
Top 5 memories of Northside. Number 1, field day of 2021. Number 2, track. Number 3, the fun run that we had a couple years ago. And number 4, our Callaway Gardens trip in from 3rd grade. And 5th, CNN from 5th grade.
Top 5 memories of Northside. Number 1, snowing in 2nd grade. Number 2, 3rd grade field day. Number 3, the book we read in Scarborough called Serafina. Number 4, PE with Mr. C. And number 5, the teacher kickball game.
Number 1, field day. Number 2, the track meeting. It was really fun. Number 3, when I got a white slip for bringing apple juice. That was funny. Number 4, when I came to school and I met my teacher.
Northside is when a dog ran down to the playground, doing CNN, making friends, track, and a Callaway Gardens field trip.
Well, 2020 to 2021 Northside track was one of my favorite memories. Miss Raven's taco party, I like that. That stuff tasted good. 5th grade school year, one of my favorite years, obviously. 4th grade Christmas party, that was one of my favorite parties because we got to have hot cocoa. Cougar fun runs, that was one of my favorite things I've ever done. Number 1, field day 2021. Number 2, being a part of the CNN crew. Number 3, being on the track team. Number 4, playing blue football with my classmates. Number 5, when the dog came out of the woods and chased us.
The first one would be having the water balloon fight at field day, the last field day. Probably making ice cream with Miss Head. That was pretty fun. On the last day of school. Being on CNN, reading Serafina with Miss Scarborough's class, and being on the track team.
I remember once we were all on the field and we were standing around the woods, and a huge husky dog came out of the woods and started running. But we all started running, and it started chasing after us and just running towards us, and so we all had to go inside from recess, and they had to go find the owner of the husky because it was apparently a lost dog that had just come out of the woods out of nowhere. We were all really scared, running for our lives from the big dog. And I also remember that Ms. Barnes used to host extra math parties, and if you finished extra math, you got to go to this party, and we went outside on the playground, and she just had like some snacks and stuff for the people who finished extra math, and we all worked really hard for that, and so she wanted to give us a party for it. And I also remember that in first grade, we would read a bunch of books, and if you got to like the Hawaii state, then you got to go to this party. So it was called like the Read to Hawaii, because you had to read a bunch of books so that you could get to Hawaii. And she would host a party, and we would dress up as in like these little skirt things and do like hula dances, and like she would decorate her classroom. It was like an island and stuff, and it was really fun. And I also remember in third grade, we would during field day, we passed a bunch of sponges, and we all got soaking wet, and some people like dropped the sponges on the people's head, and then the sponge just like all the water came out on the person, and we all got soaking wet, but it was still really fun.
My first memory is when my mom came to pick me and my friends to go meet a favorite author that we loved. Me and my best friend met my dog for the first time in carpool. Met 3 best friends that are now my best friends. I was introduced to a book series I loved. Me and my class wrote to author we love. He wrote back.
I advise if you do CNN, you have to be confident, and be ready to go on the camera. And don't be scared if you mess up. Just try it again.
For the kids that are about to do the milestones or are doing the milestones for the first time, don't stress, just do your best. They're not as bad as they seem.
Do the best you can possibly can. Be kind and think about things before you do stuff because it may get you in trouble.
Some of my advice for the students is don't stress about all of your work. It happens to everyone, and it might be a lot at that point, but you'll get through it, and like just don't stress about it. You'll be fine.
The most important thing is to pay attention, be respectful, and just to study as hard as you can. And that's really all there is to it.
Make good grades, and maybe one day you can do CNN. Also, just don't get white slips. It's not good.
Don't get in trouble. Getting in trouble isn't fun. Just do your best and try not to get in trouble.
Don't give up. Try again when things get hard, and put your heart into something that you want to achieve.
My advice is to always give it your best. Just give it your all and just try, because you don't know if you can succeed unless you try.
Try to stay out of drama.
It'll probably be, it's a kind of a funny quote. It's be yourself because everyone else is taken. Everyone else has their own personality, and you should choose yours too.
To be a good CNN anchor, you have to have good grades and be a good role model in school. 5th grade is tough, but if you put your mind to it, you can do it.
To be kind and respectful to others, and at all times. For example, the 3 B's.
Just do your best to respect your teachers and try your hardest on your work.
Advice for students. Always remember to be kind and try your best. And I promise it will lead to great results. So I just want to say that you should never give up when you think you can't do something. You will always be able to do something if you just try your best. If you don't try your best, you probably won't get the best result. But if you try, then you will probably get a result you want. If you don't get a result you want, then you might just want to work a little bit harder and just try really hard to just get the result you want. So
if you're having trouble understanding something or just don't quite understand it, then you need to ask a teacher and they will help you.
Make friends, you'll need them forever, and listen to your teachers.
The most important thing I learned from Northside is if you respect the teachers, they'll respect you.
The most important things I've learned at Northside is how to control myself and self-control.
Be kind and caring, also to be responsible and respectful.
The most important thing that I've learned from Northside is that you should always put your best version of yourself forward at school. Should always just try and do your best here, and that'll get you through here pretty far. So.
The most important thing I learned from Northside is to be responsible, be respectful, and be safe.
I learned that Northside is one big family. Great teachers and great friends.
Most important thing I learned from Northside is to be kind, and you will get more friends in and out of school.
The most important thing I learned from Northside is to just be myself and not care what other people think, and just go learn as I go.
Most important thing I learned at Northside was to always be kind to one another and respect all the teachers because they're there to help you.
Do what you want to do, not just because everyone else is doing it or your friends. Do it because you want to do it.
The most important thing I learned from Northside is to be kind.
The most important thing I learned at Northside is kindness.
One of the most important things I learned from Northside is the love of reading, and my teachers always really pushed us to read more challenging books, and so I really grew a love of reading, and it helped my comprehension, learning vocabulary words, and it helped grow my writing and just how I wrote things and my grammar. Reading really helped me.
You have to keep your grades up and have good behavior to be in school-related activities.
Miss Mary used to always let us do rotations. So we would always rotate into different stations, and there would be like a math rotation, a reading rotation, like science rotation, and she would create really fun games with us. We could do with like a partner or a group, and that helped us learn a lot better than just reading from a textbook, because we had more fun and we enjoyed it more, and so we were more excited to learn about things. And Miss Thompson, if you got a 100 on like a spiral view quiz about math or something, she let you shoot a basket into her basketball hoop. It was very rare for someone to make it because it was really hard to make. But if you did make it, then you get to choose out of a treasure box. And so that was just really fun and a pretty good reward for getting a 100.
I absolutely loved Coach Thompson. She was always just so fun, and she always did her math lessons so vivid and lively, you know. I can just, like, every time I do a math problem now, I can always feel her just walking me through it, like, the whole way. Yeah.
Whenever I've had a bad day or just not in it, my teachers have always helped me, all of them. They've always made my day so much better.
Dear Miss Barnes, thank you for being my 4th grade math teacher. You were the nicest math teacher ever.
One of my memories is when Miss Peaks read us the book Zane and the Hurricane.
Memories from former teachers is Mr. C giving us Skittles and gum whenever we were like good in PE and like doing something good.
Miss Raven is so kind and awesome. In 3rd grade, she would throw so many parties for her homeroom. I was in her homeroom. Once she threw this party and we got to hit 2 piñatas, and it was really fun. Last year, sort of on the last day of our school, we were outside having fun. Then me and Brindley heard gunshots and started running. Everyone started flying to the door. Me and my class and Miss Knowles we stayed 30 minutes after school. Turns out it was just squirrel hunters. After field day, when Miss Crimes let us go outside instead of doing reach work.
As a former teacher is when Miss Shaw gave me a whole bag of jelly beans the last day of kindergarten.
One of my memories of a teacher is in 3rd grade. My math teacher, Miss Thompson, every single time we did something good in her class or got a good grade, she would let us shoot the basketball during class. And if we made it, then we would get something from like a bucket. And that was like a really fun part of 3rd grade, and she was one of my favorite teachers.
having a fiesta with Miss Raven. That was pretty fun. And me and my friend Betsy, we would always ask Miss Teagle who her favorite but she would never tell us.
Mr. C was one of my favorite teachers that I've had in the past. We would play this game. It was one of my favorite games. It was called Hula Hut.
Memories of former teachers was I remember when Miss Peaks would laugh all the time and almost spit out her coffee.
My favorite memory of a teacher, or a former teacher, is when I went to orientation and I saw Miss Levin and I was like, hello, my name is Monica. She was like, so is mine. And that was really funny.
Every day when I get out of my car, Mr. Miller says, it's my favorite NBA player. It gives me confidence to become an NBA player one day. In the cafeteria one time, Mr. Miller, I told him to say, eat 'em up after I said Reese's Puffs. So it went a little like this. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up.
A funny memory I have had at Northside is when my friends spit juice everywhere when we had silent lunch.
One of the funniest things at Northside is all of Miss Gaddy's just crazy, wacky, unique characters.
For Kai singing in the lunchroom when the lights were off, that was honestly really funny. And probably Miss Crimes telling Miss Gaddy she can't tell any more animal stories.
The funniest memory would definitely have to be when I flipped my chair in the middle of class while Miss Davis was subbing. She's reading a book and I flipped. Nobody knew that I flipped because all they heard was a book bag falling, except for Tamsin, who when she looked at me had a face of pure concern. So.
Once I was in Reach and we went outside for recess because it was all day Reach, and so you did the whole day. And we went outside for recess, and me and my friend Ella realized it was really cold. And so we asked Miss Crimes if we could go get our jackets. And so we went into the building and we were just walking. And then we saw something that we were mistaken for a tree. We saw something, we were like, oh look, that's a nice new plant. We realized it was a pre-K teacher talking on the phone. She was wearing green. So we thought she was a tree. And I don't know why we thought she was a tree, but apparently we did. And she was just talking on the phone and we burst out laughing when we realized it was a person. And we were walking down the hallway, we were laughing so much, and then we got so scared because one of our teachers turned the corner and we thought she was gonna get us into so much trouble for laughing in the hallway. But she didn't, because she was a really nice teacher, of course. And so we kept walking to the reach room. When we got into the reach room, we grabbed our jackets from the hooks, but we both fell and slid across the ground, and we landed on people's backpacks and slid on the ground, and we couldn't get back up, and we were laughing so hard all the way back to recess, and it was just really funny.
This year at Field Day, it was so funny because out of nowhere, the teachers ran at us throwing water balloons and spraying us with water guns.
Well, one of my funny memories is when we was dancing at the Valentine's party, and when every morning at CNN we would call Miss Scarborough.
My funniest memory is when me and my friend mistaked a teacher for a tree. Sorry, teachers.
So some of my funny memories is Mr. C giving us funny nicknames like Wacky Walton and Willie Walton.
Once my class was on silent lunch for the day, so we were all sitting there when I guess something funny happened when one of my friends spat his juice all over the table and his clothes. Surprisingly, we didn't get in trouble because we were laughing so hard and there was juice everywhere.
Well, this was recent. I was eating breakfast at CNN and I was trying to slide out of my chair and I fell back. And then I got up really quick like nothing happened. That was pretty funny.
When I heard Rakaya singing before CNN started.
My funniest memory at Northside is when a dog ran out from the woods and several people were trying to climb the gazebo.
Funny memory I had was back in 3rd grade when me and Miss Lee bumped into each other in the hallway. We both weren't paying attention. And the worst part was Miss Lee was holding up a cup of hot coffee, so it spilled all over my shirt and on my stomach. It was burning hot, but she was worried my mom would get mad at her. But I was calm and I didn't say anything. I was fine, I told her, and she was relieved.
Letter to the teacher. Miss Claire, I'm gonna miss you. I've enjoyed singing walked through. And thank you for just being the teacher that I was taught to. I'm really gonna miss you. I'm sad that I'm going away now, but bye.
Dear Miss Garber, you are the best teacher I've ever had. You give us more advantages because you trust us. I know we were loud and talkative and noisy, but we know you love us, and just keep being the amazing and loving teacher you are.
So, I would like to dedicate my letter towards Miss Jackson, my first grade teacher. She was always very nice to us, and she always pushed us to do the right thing. And I learned a lot from her class about behavior and kindness towards others and kindness towards authority. And she just really taught us a lot about being nice to other people and about doing the right thing and listening. And she was just a very great teacher, and she really helped me a lot.
Miss Garber, you are one of the best teachers I've ever had in the past. And you would always bring joy and happiness to the class in the morning. And that'd make me feel so happy. Thank you for being so sweet to me and bringing joy.
Miss Scarborough, I don't think you have any idea on how much you've made this horrible, wacky year so much better. You treat your kids and students amazing. You treat them like your own two kids, and you make learning so much fun.
Dear Miss Scarborough, you're the best teacher ever. You helped me when I needed it. You are a very helpful person. You are so nice, and if we get anything wrong or if we can't understand anything, you help us understand. Dear Miss Peaks, you are a very great person to talk to. When I was in your class, you used to read to us and have a great conversation with us, and I hope to see you next year sometime.
I would like to give a shout out to Miss Peaks. I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you've taught me. Thank you have really taught me the definition of hard work and dignity and respect. And I think anybody that has or will get you should consider themselves lucky. And I just wanted to say thank you.
Dear Miss Lee, thank you for being my third grade science teacher. It was so fun having you as my third grade teacher. The one memory I had from your class is that we made elephant toothpaste in the back of the school. It exploded everywhere. Another good memory from school, third grade, is when we went to Callaway Gardens with you and the other classes. That was really fun. My last memory from your class is that we both shared the same birthday. I hope to see you again soon. Sincerely, Jeremiah Peters.
Dear Miss Oldham, thank you for teaching me. I know our class was a lot to deal with, but we're getting through the year.
Dear Miss Oldham, you have been the best teacher ever. I have had you for 3 years, and we have had great memories together. You have taught me to love reading and writing. You're the best from Leech English.
Dear Miss Scarborough, thank you for being such an amazing teacher this year. This year has been weird, and you made it really fun. My last year at Northside has been very enjoyable and amazing. Thank you so much for being an amazing teacher. When I say this, I think the whole class can agree with me on this. Thank you for introducing us to Serafina. Love, Ashlyn.
Dear Miss Oldham, you're such a great person. You're so kind, funny, caring to all. I have great and funny memories with you as my teacher 4 times. You are awesome and very kind-hearted. You treat me and my classmates with respect. Overall, you're a great, awesome, and courteous person.
Dear Miss Scarborough, thank you for being one of the best teachers ever. You made this year so much easier. I thought your dream vacation project was fun. I will miss you, and I wish I could have you next year.
Dear Miss Oldham, I have loved having you as my teacher for a total of 3.5 years. You have made me a better person. You make me happy to go to class. You are always happy, and even when things bring you down. An inspirational quote you once told me was, "Go Auburn."
Often. You have been such a great teacher for me. You have been patient with me even when I have loads of questions. You helped me anyway. Whenever I was sad to come back to school, seeing you would always make me happy. I will always remember you for being such a great teacher. Thank you for being the most amazing teacher ever. Love, Ella. Northside has been such a great school, and I'm sad to leave, but thank you for all my teachers and classmates for making school better. A letter to a teacher. One teacher that helped me the most was Miss Oldham. Thank you so much for always helping me when I was sad. You always made me feel better by your hugs. You always smile at me in the hall. It makes me so happy. You're so sweet and never lost your patience with us, even when we were really bad. You helped me learn how to read harder books and push myself. You have made me a smarter, better person. I will miss you so much. Thank you for all that you've done for me. Thank you so much to all the people at Northside and all the teachers. You have made me become a better person.
Dear Miss Gaddy, I have enjoyed running into you in many school days, and I am really excited and glad that you picked me for the CNN crew. And dear Miss Scarborough, I'm really thankful that you've helped me during this crazy year, and I hope to see you next year sometime. Reagan Cranford.
Northside is a very safe and caring school, and you need to take your time and enjoy it. Adios!
Hasta la vista, Northside!
See you later.
Bye.
Goodbye. I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Peace out.
Arrivederci.
Sayonara.
Ciao.
Sayonara!
Toodles.
Goodbye, friends.